Welcome to Module 5. In this video, we're going to cover text message marketing. We're going to discuss why text message marketing, does text message marketing still work, what's required to get started, and how to use it effectively. Now, if you've been involved in real estate wholesaling for a while, you probably have already been doing text message marketing either in the past or you've been doing it recently. It's also possible that you're probably just getting started with text message marketing and you're hopeful to use that to start growing your business because you've heard from a mentor, a friend, or maybe someone else who is already doing wholesaling like you hope to do, and they've told you that text message marketing is the way to go. And that's true, but there's a lot more required to get started with it now than there was just 1 year ago. And this video is going to walk you through that step by step. Now, let's start with why text message marketing. Text message marketing, the reason why you want to get started with it is one simple reason. It still offers the lowest cost per lead. With text message marketing, it's possible to send somebody a text message for as little as a penny per text compared to other marketing avenues where they charge you 5 cents per marketing piece, 10 cents, 30 cents, etc. Text message marketing is still kind of a rock bottom price. Your lead acquisition cost is going to be really, really low. And so it's possible to really get some awesome results from it. And over the last 5 years, real estate wholesalers have made a fortune from text message marketing alone. Many companies have put all of their money and all of their marketing efforts into text message marketing because of that simple reason. They can do it for the lowest cost per lead, and there's been companies that have invested $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a month just in text message marketing because they were making tens of millions of dollars per year in real estate wholesaling just by using this as their primary marketing method alone. Unfortunately, text message marketing, the industry has changed over the last year thanks to the 10 DLC. The 10 DLC is now a new requirement for every business. The government requires businesses to register with the 10 DLC if they want to send text messages for marketing purposes. And what's sad is that companies that want to send text messages for real estate wholesaling are being blocked. They're facing the hardest time possible because there's been, like any industry, unscrupulous marketers over the last couple of years that have abused text message marketing and messed it up for everybody else. And that means that if you're wanting to get back into it or get started with it for the first time, there's a lot of things that you need to do in order to get your start in it effectively. So I'm going to walk you through that. Now you may be wondering, does text message marketing still work? Yes, it does work. Even regardless of what you've heard about the 10 DLC and other maybe possible negative things that have been happening to other wholesalers, because of it, it still works. It still works if you use the right strategy. So in this video is going to walk you through the strategy that you need to get started with it. Now, what's required to get started? To get started with text message marketing, there's a couple of important things that you need to have in order to get started effectively. For starters, you need to have a business EIN number. This is required. And your EIN number, it should be at least 90 days old. So if you've just gotten started with text message marketing, if you just got started, you just got your EIN number, and it's only like a month old, then you're not going to be able to do text message marketing until you've had that EIN for about 3 months. So, and that's the whole point behind this course, is because, even though you can't start text message marketing right away, you could use the other marketing strategies that I offer you in this course. You could do cold calling, you could do cold emailing, you could do a variety of different things to generate leads for your business so that once you do get started with text message marketing, it's going to be something that will complement all the other strategies that you're currently using to generate leads for your business. So let's get back to this. So to get started with text message marketing, you have to have an EIN number that's at least 90 days old. Secondly, you have to have a business website. Now, the business website, it's important. I actually walk you through, if you remember, through this course, I showed you how to create a business website that you can use to professionally brand and promote your business online. And your business website, it can't be a website that just promotes you as a wholesaler. You have to promote yourself as a full service real estate company. Now, one of the best examples of a full service real estate company that I could show you is this website, synergenicsres.com. This company, based out of Texas, they are a real estate wholesaling company / investor. They've done text message marketing in the past, and they recently had to rebrand because they want to continue with text message marketing. So instead of representing themselves as a real estate wholesaler, they have a website that represents them as a full service real estate company. Strong headline here with a good solid brand, your solution to all your real estate problems. More information about how they help buyers and sellers. They have a contact form over here that gives option for either I want to sell or I want to buy. There's information about their business, who they are and what they do. There's information about their process, recent projects, and at the very bottom of the page, accreditations for the Better Business Bureau, reviews on Google, a link to their Facebook page, testimonials, contact us information right there, and also the privacy policy. So the website is very, very important because the 10DLC, they're going out and they're checking every brand, every company that wants to send text messages for marketing purposes. And if they see that you have a real estate brand, but you're just branding yourself as a wholesaler, you're not going to be approved because they want to get past, they want to start eliminating companies that are just out to market their, we buy homes for cash businesses. That marketing message of the past, it has to go away. If you want to stick with wholesaling, you need to promote yourself as a full service real estate company that you help buyers and sellers. If you have an existing website, you need to rewrite your brand message so that it looks similar to this. This is a WordPress website, so you can easily choose a template exactly like this and just make sure you change up the text and the verbiage, but you could create something similar for your website. You want to make sure that you have a capture page here which shows that you're generating leads. People are actually coming to your website and becoming leads. And I show you how to do that in the YouTube video ads marketing video module of this course. And then once you have your opt-in form, you want to make sure that you talk about privacy policy and terms and conditions right here. And you want to link that to your actual privacy policy and terms and conditions page on your website. So this is what you want, guys. You want to have a site that's very, very similar like this, because this is what's going to be required if you want to start doing text message marketing. So, if you follow video 1 in this course, I show you how to set up your website so that you could create a site that's similar to this. So I recommend going back and watching that video if you've not watched it, yet. So you want to have your website, you want to have an EIN number that's at least 90 days old. And from there, if you have those two things ready to go, then you could go to any type of text message marketing platform like Batch Leads or Twilio to get an account and get your brand registered with them. Now, some companies, they take quite a while for you to get started with them. You have to be prepared for that. In the past with text message marketing, it was possible to get an account created and get started sending instantly. Today's world, it's going to take you probably at least 2 weeks to get your account approved. When you do move forward to get your brands registered with the 10DLC. Now, one of the companies I personally recommend working with for text message marketing is Roar. It's spelled R-O-O-R. You probably have heard about Roar in the past, or you're currently using it, or it's possible that you've used it in the past and you want to come back to it. Roar is simple and it's easy to use. It's a pay-as-you-go software platform. Basically, how it works is you put some money in up front. That becomes your account balance, and then once you put in your money for your account balance, then you'll have to get your account registered with the 10DLC. So you're going to have your business website online. It's going to have to look similar to this. You're going to have to have an EIN number, and Roar is going to have to get your account registered with 10DLC. You have to be prepared to wait at least 2 weeks while they get your account registered. And it's possible that there may be some back and forth. They're going to tell you need to change this on your website and change that. Because in today's world, the 10DLC, they're going to look at everything on your website. They're going to look at pictures of you. If you have a picture of yourself on there showing that you're the owner of the company, they're going to use Google image search to confirm that. They're going to look at your contact information. They're going to Google your street address and make sure that this street address actually goes back. It's connected to your business name online. And they're also going to Google the phone number and call it just to confirm that this phone number, it actually does go to you, or there's a voicemail that, with your business name where it says, thank you for calling, blah, 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 please leave us a message. They're going to confirm all that. So before you go to a platform like Roar to get started with text message marketing, you want to make sure that your website is ready, that it all lines up and that it's ready to go. Because if one of these things is not perfect on your website, then it's possible that your brand will not get registered with a platform like Roar and you won't be able to use text message marketing. So it's important to take the time to work through these issues first before you go to a service like Roar to get started and to get your brand registered so that you could send text message marketing campaigns. So I'm going to walk you through how to use Roar. So this is assuming that you've gone to Roar, you've had them create an account for you, you had your brand registered, with the 10 DLC, and you're ready to get started. So with Roar, you're also going to have to choose a 10 DLC monthly subscription plan. They offer you two different choices. The first choice is you could pay $100 a month and have the ability to send out 5,000 text messages per day, with your campaigns. And then the second option is $150 a month, and you could send about 25,000 messages per day. So both options are really good. It just kind of depends upon what your volume goal is and how many messages that you want to send out. You're going to choose one or the other. Once you choose your 10 DLC plan, you have to be prepared that that money is going to be deducted from your balance every 30 days. So you have to watch your balance and remember that 30 days from the day that you sign up from Roar, your 10 DLC subscription costs will be taken from that balance along with the cost of your phone numbers. Because on Roar, the phone numbers, they cost $1 per number per month. So if you add 10 phone numbers to your account, your fixed monthly cost with Roar, it's going to be effectively $110 per month. So you want to be prepared to pay that and always have at least $120, $150 in your balance, which you'll see right here when you log in, just so that you know that if you decide not to use Roar for a month, there's always going to be money in the balance to cover the subscription costs and the phone number cost. That is required. You don't always have to keep the same balance in your account at all times. Like if you get started with adding $500 or $1,000, it doesn't always have to stay at that. You could run your balance down to $150, but like I said, you want to make sure that you have money in the balance to cover the subscription cost and the phone number cost. Now, speaking on the phone numbers, they're going to be local phone numbers. So, whatever area that you target in the United States, you're going to have local numbers just like this. They're not going to be, toll-free numbers. Toll-free numbers suck. You're going to have local phone numbers, local area codes, so that if you're marketing to people who have a 949 area code, or you're just marketing to somewhere in Orange County, you could have confidence that they're going to see the local number, and that's going to be better for your marketing efforts. Or you could do anywhere in the United States. Now, with a 10 DLC plan, you could have up to 49 phone numbers in your account. But with that first plan that I mentioned, you can only send 5,000 messages a day. So you have to make sure that even if you add 20 or 30 numbers to your account, that you're not sending more than 5,000 messages per day, because then your numbers will be paused, they'll be blocked for 24 hours, and you won't be able to send messages. So you always want to make sure that you watch how many messages that you're sending per day. And thankfully, Roar gives you the ability to do that, because each time that you log in, you're always going to see your balance right up there. So you're always going to know exactly what you're spending with Roar on a daily basis. Now, to get started with Roar, to send a campaign, all you have to do is come right over here. Go to Campaigns, and just click on New SMS Local right there. Now, it's real simple, real easy. First thing that you want to do is just give your campaign a name. This is for your own internal tracking purposes only, so that you could go back later just by going to My Campaigns and tracking and seeing how many campaigns that you've run and how they perform. You could see all the metrics right in here. So you always want to give your campaigns a good name so you know what to look for when you go back to it later on. So now back to the campaign setup. So after giving the campaign a name, you're just going to leave the user set as you, and you're going to go down to start date. You're going to choose your date. So if you want to schedule it on Monday the 11th, you click on the 11th and you choose your time. And that's going to start out at your time zone. Wherever you live in the world or in the United States, preferably, it's going to start out at that time zone. But you have to remember that, even if you live in Israel or the Philippines, you could still do virtual wholesaling. But you want to make sure that if you want to use ROAR, that you have a US-based address, an EIN number in the United States, and also a well-designed website, similar to the example I just showed you a few minutes ago. So now once you choose your date and your time, then down here you could say if you want to have your campaign run until 5, maybe have it run until 8, you could select that. You could change the runtime here. You can always have the campaign start a little bit earlier or have it run a little bit later. You have that option available to you. Now once you choose your runtime, you click on next step, and this gives you the ability to put in your message. This is kind of where the magic happens, so to speak. Now the key with sending a text message campaign or ROAR is to send a message that sounds like you're following up with people. Now you're probably wondering, okay, how do we do that? How do we send a message that sounds like we're following up if we've never sent a message to our cold list before? Now the way that you do that is you want to mention the word following up in your message, just like this. First, you're going to start the message out by introducing yourself, just like that. Now, next you want to say following up. If you still plan on selling, and if you click over here on address 1, this pops in the street address. Now, every person on your list is going to receive a text message with their street address in there. Now, it's effectively personalized. That means that you don't have to worry about potentially getting your messages blocked because you're sending the same thing over and over again, because putting the address token in the message, it makes it personalized and it makes unique. Then you finish the message off by saying, I'd like to make an offer. Or you could say something like, if so, and then you want to include an opt-out at the end. Just like that. That's all that's required. Now, you don't have to send a message that looks exactly like this. You could send different variations of it. You could say following up, just checking in, we spoke a while back, etc. But you want to send a message that sounds like a warm reply, a warm message, because even if you've never messaged someone before, they're still going to reply back to you. Maybe they'll say, we've never spoken, and even if they say that, you could still start the conversation. Say, hey, my name's Frank. I'm a local real estate investor. I'm looking for properties to buy in the area, and you could talk with them about their property. So this is how you do it. What I recommend is if you get started with a platform, either ROAR or similar to ROAR, is I recommend writing out at least 5 sample text messages so that you could kind of get the idea behind it, get the feeling for it, feel comfortable with it, and then as you move forward with it, you want to test your messages out. You want to find out what's converting. Are you getting replies from it? Because the last thing that you want to do is run a campaign, have it get no responses, and just keep running the same exact message for multiple campaigns, because that's kind of like punching yourself in the head. You want to test your campaigns, you want to follow them, and make sure that it's producing results. So like with your first campaign, if you were to run it on ROAR, you would want to have it run for at least a couple of hours. And after a couple of hours, if it's not producing results, stop it, go back into it, change the message, swap it out, and then restart it, because that's the beauty of this platform. You have the flexibility to do that. So now once you put your message in there, you're going to scroll down and click on next step. Step number 3, you're going to choose your list and the phone number that you want to use to send the messages out. So you click right here. Every list that you upload will be found right within this menu, and you just click on it, just like that. And then when it comes to your phone numbers, you want to think about how many messages per day do I want to send. Do I want to send 1,000? Do I want to send 2,000? Because with ROAR, you could send 1,000 messages per number per day. So if you want to send just 1,000 per day, you'll click on just one phone number. But let's say that you have a larger list of maybe 25,000 records, and you want to send it, you want to get that you want to send to that entire list in 1 week. So what you're going to do is you'll select 5 phone numbers, because 5 phone numbers will give you the ability to send out 5,000 messages per day. That list will be done in 1 week. How Roar works is it starts at the top of the list and it works its way down. The system works its way to the bottom of the list, and it does that every day from 8 to 5 or whatever the time that you set within Roar. If you're going to run it from 8 to 8, 8 to 5, etc., the system will do that. It'll do that each day until the list is finished. Now, it's not going to tell you that it's done, so you have to pay close attention to your account just by going back to the dashboard, logging in each day, tracking the campaigns to make sure that they're sending, you're not getting a ton of error messages, things like that. So back to the setup page. So once you select your list and your phone numbers, you're going to scroll down and click on Next Step. Now when it comes to set your send rate, this is what's telling the system how fast you want the messages to go out. So there's 2 ways to do this. If you click it and drag to the right, it's going to speed it up. But if you click and you drag to the left, it's going to slow it down. If you want your campaign to run all day, it's best to keep it set down here just so that you could have the messages dripping out over the course of 8 hours. But there may be some days where you want to have your campaign go out like in 1 hour. Like in the instance of, let's say you have one list, it's 1,000 records, and you want to send them out really quick. All you have to do is just click, drag the circle to the right, it'll send all the messages out in 1 hour, and then it'll be done. Now, area code matching, this is an option you're not going to need unless you plan on marketing nationwide. If you're just doing your city, your state, your county, always leave this option unchecked. Click on Next Step. State suppression, this is also an option that you always want to leave unchecked, because if you're not marketing nationwide, you don't have to worry about wanting to block out, let's say, Montana from your marketing efforts or something like that. You don't have to worry about that. So you're just going to leave that option just unchecked. Now, an important option down here, Blacklist Alliance, you definitely want to check that, because this system is going to basically check your list for known litigators. A litigator, it's a lawyer, it's an attorney, it's any type of a person or company that has their phone number out there, because they know that with data scraping, it's possible their phone number will get scraped onto a list. And guess what? If you inadvertently send a text message to a litigator unsolicited, they could go after you and they could sue you. So with Roar, if you use their Blacklist Alliance scrub before you send your as you send your first campaign out, you're not going to have to worry about that, because their system will scrub your list of litigators during that first campaign. It'll go from the top of the list to the bottom of the list, removing known litigators, so you don't have to worry about that. And the beauty of this feature is that on the second time that you send a campaign to that list, you could leave it unchecked, because by then you will have effectively had your list scrubbed for litigators. And then that's it. You click on Next Step again, and from here your campaign's officially set up. All you have to do is review the details of the campaign and then just click on the schedule button, and then it's done. Just remember though, in your marketing message, you want to make sure that your message sounds like a follow-up, and you want to avoid words like cash offer, cash sale, or just in general the word cash. Because right now in this marketing climate that we're in, it's possible that your message could get blocked by some carriers like Verizon, Sprint, or AT&T if you have the wrong keywords. So try to remember to keep the words cash offer, or the traditional wholesaling message out of your message. Make it sound more personalized, make it sound like a professional follow-up, and you'll have better results from it. So now once you submit your campaign to Roar, what's going to happen is they're going to manually review it and they're going to approve it. It actually goes to a real person, and they're going to read your message. And if they see that your message doesn't have the name of the company in it or the name of the sender, they're going to decline the message, meaning they're going to tell you that your campaign's been declined and you have to go back and fix it. Likewise, if you submit your campaign and you don't include maybe the opt-out at the end, they're going to decline it. And you're going to have, basically what'll happen is you'll go back to your dashboard, and you'll be able to go right back into the campaign. You're going to see an error message up here telling you what needs to be fixed, and then you could just go back and just change the message and then resubmit it. But I mean, once the message is submitted, it's really easy to track and see where how the flow of messages are going, because like I showed you earlier, you can actually see the messages going out right here. You know, you could see how many were sent, you could see your error messages and things like that, and you'll have your controls over here, including a pause button. So you could pause your campaigns for any reason if you need to stop them. Like if you log in one day and you see that you have a lot of errors, pause them. Pause the campaigns, reach out to Roar Tech Support, and they can assist you with that. Now, when it comes to checking replies, you're probably wondering, how do I do that? Well, the answer is really simple. You click up here on the notification bell, and you'll see all the messages coming in just like this, and then all you have to do is just click on them. Click on the messages, you'll have a lot of replies coming in, and it's just like checking email. And from here, all you have to do is just reply to people by typing in the box. You type right there, you click the reply button, and then the reply will go out to the leads in real time. And you could communicate literally with, you know, dozens of people every hour, because you're going to see lots of people replying back to you. They're going to say, you know, hey, you know, I'm interested, tell me more, etc. And you know, you want to be monitoring all the replies when they come in. You know, you want to be talking with people. You don't want to be neglecting anything. You know, you always want to be looking through your inbox, looking for people who are saying I'm interested, because it's, as I mentioned in other videos, even if they're interested but they decide not to sell their property right now, maybe they'll be interested in selling it within 3 months, 6 months, etc. And then from there, what you need to do is just put that message into a folder within Roar, just like this. You'll create a folder right up here, and you'll have folders just like this, and you could drop your lead into the corresponding folder. That way you could save those leads, you know, for later, effectively creating a pipeline like we discussed in previous videos. And what's even better with Roar is that you can also create a reminder on the lead itself. It's called a task. You could click on create new task, and you can create a reminder in there, so that if someone says call me back in 60 days, then you just mouse ahead a couple of months, set that reminder, click on add task, and forget about it. And then what happens is that each time that you log in, you're going to see all the tasks for the day at the very bottom of your dashboard. So it'll be right at the bottom, and these will be all the people that you're going to want to follow up for that, you know, with for that day, callbacks, text messages, you know, etc. It's all going to be right here. Now, the great thing about the Roar platform is that you also have an auto dialer that's built into Roar. So in previous videos, we talked about cold calling. So you could do your cold calling within Roar right here, using the same number that you send them the text message from, because your number is going to be right there. You could swap those numbers out. So if you call the person from a number ending in 3591, you could swap that number out so that you could call that person back from that number ending in 3591. It's very customizable. Roar also gives you the ability to add what's called quick responses or quick replies. So if you're managing your leads in your inbox, you could see your quick replies right there and send a quick reply back to people when they request more information from you. Like if you keep getting the same question asked over and over and over again, all you do is click on a quick reply and send it out. That saves you the time and hassle of having to type that quick reply and sending the same thing again and again. You can also use Roar to set up keyword-based automations. For example, if somebody replies back with I'm interested, you could have your account send them an automated response, thanking them for their interest, and then sending them a link to the website that you have, for example, saving you the time of having to reach out to people individually and replying to every person when they reply to you. So the key to success with Roar and any text message marketing platform is just to focus on best practices. Now, what I mean by that is you want to make sure that you monitor your inbox every day, at least a couple of times, you know, every hour or every couple of hours, looking for people who are interested, looking for people who will tell you I'm not interested, leave me alone, things like that. If somebody replies back and says stop messaging me, with Roar, all you have to do is come over here and click on suppress phone, and that takes their number off your list, and you no longer have to worry about, accidentally sending them another text message again. So it's real simple. It's real easy to use. So, and also most importantly, you can incorporate Roar with your other marketing efforts. You could have print marketing, you could have postcards that you're sending out, and you can include a call to action on the postcard to tell people to text you back the keyword, interested, to one of your Roar phone numbers. That way, that makes another way for you to connect with your leads using two different marketing avenues, print marketing and text message marketing, because they'll be texting that keyword to your number, and then you'll see the reply coming in here, and you can answer them. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I do this? Can I do it all by myself? The answer is yes. If you're just getting started with wholesaling, or maybe you're starting over, you could use Roar yourself. You can manage campaigns on your own. And it all comes down to scheduling. You have to make sure that you take the time to go back and check for replies, check your inbox a couple of times per hour, looking for the replies coming in, just so that you don't miss anything, and make sure that you follow good quality best practices. Now, ultimately, you may want to outsource the management of Roar to a company that you could trust. In the last video, I provided you with a link to a virtual assistant company located in the Philippines. I'd recommend going with them, because I've heard lots of great things about that company. So I would start there first. But I mean, like I said, if you're just getting started, or if you're getting back into wholesaling, you can do this yourself temporarily, but then maybe after 60 days, you'll want to outsource the management of your Roar account to a virtual assistant. And so another key to success with Roar is data. You want to make sure that you keep going with fresh data sources. You want to go to an actual data company. For example, I showed you an example that are called Natty Mark. The website is nattymark.com. I recommend going with them because they offer you high quality data for great prices. So I'd recommend going with a data company instead of a skip tracer, because you'll get better results from this. Don't go with the same company that keeps sending, that keeps telling you. Don't go with the same companies that other wholesalers going with. If 10 wholesalers say, hey, go with this company, they have great data, you want to go somewhere else, because you have to realize that if you're going to the same company as 10 other people, you're going to effectively be marketing to the same data that they're effectively marketing to. So you want to keep that in mind. And as you keep getting good data sources, you want to keep them to yourself. Don't share them with other people, because you want to make sure that data stays fresh for your marketing efforts. So just to kind of recap, to get started with Roar or any other similar text message marketing platform, you want to make sure that you have your EIN. It has to be at least 90 days old. You want to make sure that you have a business website that fits all the criteria that I showed you earlier. And most importantly, you want to make sure that you're ready and prepared to use this as a marketing tool, in addition to the other marketing options that I've offered you in this course. Because you never want to make sure that you're just depending on just text message marketing alone. You want to make sure that you have text message marketing in addition to let's say YouTube advertising, direct mail, cold emailing, and also print mail. Because if you have multiple sources for leads coming in, then if one of those sources dries up, you're not going to be left hanging going, okay, what do I do now? And I've seen that happen recently. There's been plenty of companies that I'm aware of where they relied heavily on text message marketing, and they got shut down because of recent changes in the rules thanks to the 10 DLC. And whereas a year ago, if they had been focusing on using other marketing methods, they'd be in a different spot right now. So if you're fresh, you're new at wholesaling, you're just getting started, you want to make sure that you incorporate multiple marketing methods into your overall marketing strategy. Same thing if you've been doing wholesaling for a while, you want to pay closer attention to your website, especially if you don't have one online. You want to get one online, and you really want to branch out to other sources of marketing, because that's what's going to help you when it comes to the long-term growth of your real estate wholesaling business, especially if you present yourself as a full-service real estate company and not just as a wholesaler like you may have done in the past. So I hope I offered you useful tips in video 5. I think that this training is valuable, and if you follow this video correctly and the other videos in this course, you're going to see that it provides you with a lot of useful, valuable information that's very timely. Because right now, because of changes from the 10 DLC, there's a lot of wholesalers out there that have no idea regarding what they're going to do next because they relied too much on one marketing method, probably text message marketing, and now that they've lost it, they don't know what avenue to turn to. With this course, you have a full blueprint of marketing options available to you, and the good thing is that it's not hard to get started. So choose one of them and get started with them. If you haven't started with your website yet, I'd recommend starting with your website and then branching out. Follow the videos in succession and try to add each of these marketing options to your business, because in the long run, it's going to be better for you because you're going to be generating leads and you'll have sales coming in consistently compared to other competitors who are going to be going through droughts where they go 2, 3, 6 months without getting a deal, whereas you're going to be doing deals consistently regardless if the economy is in a recession or not. You're going to be one that they're going to be looking at going, okay, what are you doing differently than we're doing? And that's how the marketing strategies that this course teaches you are going to give you the platform and the blueprint to do that. So once again, thank you so much for investing in this course. I've done my best to offer you valuable information. Leave me some feedback. Hit me up with your questions, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. So I wish you the best of success in your wholesaling venture, and get out there and get at it, because wholesaling is still a green ocean. It's still possible to make money with it as long as you have more than one marketing strategy that you're utilizing. So have a wonderful day or evening whenever you're watching this, and just know that you could always come back to these videos again and watch them over and over again. If you need to take more notes, they're going to be available for you, and I'll be updating this course along the way as I come across more information that'll be of value to you. So thanks again. You have a great day. Bye.